Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Altitude Sickness Podcast. I am Tony, and as always, I'm being joined by Drew and Matthew. How are we all doing?
Pretty good. Happy to be here. Yeah.
Yeah, the Rockies stink, but we're keeping the energy up today.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. After last week, it was a bit of a rough one. Just after that Braves series, it was just kind of we were very down bad, and so yeah, we're trying to keep the energy up a little bit more here, because even though Rockies lost the last two series as well, there's some highlights, some good things going on. So at least there's that. And again, we also caught these teams right when they started picking up some steam. So it's just unfortunate timing for the Rockies, but oh well. Just to get right into it, really, yeah, like I mentioned, they lost these first the two series this week. The first one, which was to the Mets. The Mets came to Coors Field. They won the first two games. The Mets won the first two games off of pretty much just the Rockies really struggling to have consistency between bats and pitching. It seems like recently, especially, pitching is good, and then the bats are bad, and then pitching is bad, but then the bats are good. They lost the first one 4-2, where Sugano had a no hitter going into what was it, the sixth inning? Yeah, had a no hitter going into the sixth inning, and then proceeded to allow 4 runs. What felt like instantly, because he only ended up going 5 2/3, I believe. No, 5 1/3. He only got one out in that inning.
yep.
And it just completely derailed everything, which really stunk. That sucked, because it was like he pitched really well other than that. And so, and then that second game, the Rockies lose 10-5. It really was not even that close. The Rockies were down at one point 7-0, or 8-0 actually. They were down 8-0. It was just kind of a bad showing from Michael Lorenzen again. He ends up going, let's see here, he ends up going 5 innings and allowing 7 earned runs, including a home run. He continues to struggle. That raised his ERA to 6.92. So he's not having the best time right now, which really stinks, because obviously he was the guy that was like, I want to be here and I want to fix Coors Field or whatever. But just how it goes. And then offensively in those, again, for that first game, Jordan Beck had a triple, which was cool, RBI triple, and the Rockies scored 2 runs in only one of the innings, and in the 7th inning to cut it to 4-2, but by then it was kind of too late. They couldn't really do much else. And then in that second game, again, they were kind of already down pretty quick, but overall, I mean, let's see here. Edward Julian had 2 hits. TJ Rumfield had 3 hits, including a home run. So that was cool. And then Jake McCarthy also actually hit his first home run of the year. Troy Johnson had 2 hits. Tyler Freeman had 2 hits. So we had a few guys had pretty solid days. But another thing that also seems to be this team's right now kryptonite is hitting with runners in scoring position. They just can't. It's really frustrating, because it feels like there's a lot of left on base type situations, which, that's going to lead to not scoring runs, and that's just what they're doing. But at least on the last day, we got a more fun game and a better game. It's unfortunate for Jose Quintana, because he pitched exceptionally well and then ends up getting a no decision here. He pitched 5 2/3 innings, only allowing 2 earned runs. At Coors Field too, so you'll take that. And he pitched pretty well throughout that whole game. It was a bullpen day for the Mets, and they kind of shut down the Rockies for the most part. But then came Craig Kimbrell for the Mets in the bottom of the 8th inning for the Rockies in a tied game 2-2, where none other than Jake McCarthy again hits a go-ahead grand slam. The first, I think I've seen this, it's the first home run greater than a 2-run home run that the Rockies have hit this year. They were also the last team to do that this year. And it comes from Jake McCarthy, which I did not have on my bingo card.
It was a bomb.
Yeah, It was
Yeah.
The only question about it was if it was going to be fair or foul, and so that was really cool to see. That was pretty hype. That was pretty good for him to get that. And then Antonio Centatella ends up getting the win there, actually. So he goes to 2-0, did not allow a run. His ERA is now down to a 1.11. At least up to that point was down to a 1.11, which, again, also all of us had on our bingo card at the beginning of the year for sure. But overall, it was a good series from both, like I said, McCarthy. TJ Rumfield also had a pretty solid series. So a big problem was just the starting pitching was just not the best, other than Quintana. Both Sugano and Michael Lorenzen kind of just did not pitch the best. And it stinks again for Sugano because that's with an asterisk, because for 5 innings, he was as good as you could have been. And then in just that last inning, he's got that one inning that just ends up derailing the entire thing. And so that really stinks.
That one inning, it was just like they somehow they just clicked and just base hit after base hit after base hit. I mean, it's
pretty wild.
There was a home run. I mean, it was just he just couldn't get anything going. Like
I think
like they all just.
That was the day after the snow too, I believe, or the day that it snowed or whatever. And so I think it was a little bit colder that day too, and so like maybe he just lost feeling in the ball. Maybe it really got caught up to him, and so that's just it's very unfortunate. But that's just how it goes. But so yeah, they ended up going, I think, 1 for 5 at the on that homestand, including the Braves series. So not an ideal defending of home, but that's just how it goes. And then, lucky for them, they got to go off to Philadelphia, where they always play well. And they did win the first game. It was a fun game to watch. Honestly, it was a pretty back and forth. All right, not fun in terms of end product fun. How we got there, not, because the Rockies had a 6-0 lead for the second time in about a week span, including that Brave series again. And it's the second time that they have blown said 6-0 lead. So not ideal there. They do end up getting the win in the 11th inning, so that's fun. Troy Johnston came up huge. Just absolutely awesome for that. Overall, Hunter Goodman went 4 for 5 on that day with a home run. Willie Castro 2 for 2 there, or 2 for 5 there. And then Tyler Freeman 2 for 6. So very, very cool stuff there. That was Tyler Freeman's second home run of the year as well. So good for him. Good for him. But again, it showed for that runners in scoring position problem. I'm looking here in that game. They went 5 for 17. That's not very good. Like you want more than that there. So like it's really brutal because like you had them dead in the water, and if you get one more big hit there and you make it like an 8-0, like that's truly where it gets like, oh, this game.
They put in a position player.
Exactly. Yeah.
So it's very unfortunate, and it stinks because they waste a great Chase Dollander performance. He went 5 2/3, only allowed 2 runs, struck out 5. Like he pitched really well against a good Philadelphia team. But the big ones, unfortunately, it was Brennan Bernardino who allowed his first runs from the bullpen this year. He allowed some as a starter before, but this was the first time that he has allowed it in the bullpen. And then Jimmy Hergen, unfortunately, continues to struggle since coming back from, I think, paternity leave. And he just unfortunately continued to struggle, allowing 2 runs and what was the game-tying home run at that point. But then in came someone that had been struggling up to that point, Victor Vodnik. He comes in and shuts down Philadelphia. He pitched 2 innings and struck out 2, did not allow a hit, only walked 1. And he ended up getting the win, and then Juan Mejia comes in for the save in the 11th inning after the Rockies took the lead. So just like what you want to see there. That was good bullpen performance after the blown lead there. So yeah, that was.
Do you have pulled up who Mejia pitched to in that bottom of that last inning?
I do not. Why?
Because I think it was like Schwarber and Harper. I think.
It may have been. I do not remember.
So like,
I don't even know where I can find
yeah,
that.
that really stood out to me because like I mean,
Oh, can I? Oh, play by play. What? I learn
at least
something new
I
every day.
think
There's a play by play on a. Oh yeah, here we go. Juan Mejia. He faced Justin Crawford, the number 9 hitter, who singled on a ground ball to third base, sick. But then he got Trey Turner to fly out. He struck out Kyle Schwarber and then got Bryce Harper to ground out. So
Yep.
he had to face the heart of that lineup. And he did a great job. So absolutely awesome by Juan Mejia there.
Yeah, that really stuck out to me
Mm-hmm.
about the game was that particular.
And then after that, that's pretty much all the nice things that I have to say about this series, because they then get kind of just punched right back in the mouth, 9-3. Willie Castro hit a home run, so hooray for Drew to get a home run on the board for the draft. And then yesterday's game, they get blanked 6-0. Sagano again had a very rough start, allowing 5 runs. And then in that middle game against Philadelphia, who started for the Rockies there? It was Kyle Freeland. So Kyle Freeland had a pretty rough one. And Tanner Gordon did his job. He did allow 2 runs, but he came in, pitched 3 innings in a game that was already kind of over, and he just came in 8 innings. It didn't matter in the next game, but it'll matter for like the next series that the Rockies have to play, so they don't have to deal with that. So, but overall, there's some positives there. I do have a note here, and I know that no Rockies affiliate people or coaching staff are watching this, and they don't have to play them for the rest of the year, barring the Rockies make the playoffs, which they won't. Can we just walk Kyle Schwarber every time he comes up to the plate? Because he will do less damage to us if we just do that. In this series alone, he went 5 for 15 with 4 home runs and 6 RBI. He had a home run in every game, and then he also hit a home run one home run in the series that they came to Colorado. So 4 of the 6 games that Kyle Schwarber played against the Rockies this year, he hit a home run. At this point, just walk the man. He's going to do that every single time, and that's just how it goes. So that's all I have to say about Kyle Schwarber, who I love to watch, and it's annoying. Soapbox kinda. I was on in 2021 going into the 2022 season. I was on the sign Kyle Schwarber over Chris Bryant train, and look where we are now. So that's fun. Whatever. Hindsight's 2020, but you know.
I remember that very well.
Yes.
How much you would say that.
Yes,
and then all of a sudden.
Look where we are.
We got Chris Bryant, and I was excited at first.
Yeah, but
oh, how the tables have turned.
Yep. But that's how it goes. Overall, like some positives, some good bullpen stuff, some bad bullpen stuff. And yeah, like going into this next segment, like the pitching is just starting to clearly suffer a lot. A lot of the starters we'll see in the who's not of the who's hot section, like more than half the rotation right now is struggling a lot. And that stinks because, like, again, Dollander, who now is in the rotation, he got the start in that game against Philadelphia. He did not have an opener this time, which I think is a good choice by Warren Schaefer finally to let him have that. And I'm not worried about Dollander. Every pitcher is going to have those blow-up starts, and he's had 2 of those this year. But like one of them was against the Braves, who's a very, very good team. But the problem comes when it's people like Sugano. He's now had 2 in a row that were duds, unfortunately. Kyle Freeland has had multiple in a row that he has not really done that well. And then Michael Lorenzen has kind of been iffy the entire year, unfortunately. And so it scares me because right now, too, at the same time that this is happening to the rotation, the bullpen is starting to really show it's starting to show cracks. Like whatever that saying is. And they have not been that lights out. They have not been very lights out. There have been a few guys that, again, we're going to note, that have been solid in the last week or two. But overall, I no longer feel like when any bull, because I felt like in April there were multiple times where we would have a late lead, and I'm like, I am confident that we will keep this lead, and I unfortunately no longer feel that. It's gone from my thinking here, which really stinks.
I think that one Padres game kind of ended my confidence in our closing, and our ability to close games.
Yeah.
At that point, but
and like that's just gonna happen. I mean, throughout the year, like especially when the Rockies are using their bullpen a lot. That's as they have done a lot in the last few years, and it's like no wonder the bullpen gets not good so early in the year. It's because they get taxed like crazy, and so that's just how it goes. I mean. And unfortunately, that falls on the starters not doing their job. They're not staying in the game for more than 4 or 5 innings. So you're making the bullpen have to eat a majority of those innings, and it's not going to end well. So that's why they have their long relievers right now, and right now that's currently Senzatella and Tanner Gordon. But now you've seen it multiple times where Warren Schaefer has had to use Senzatella as a late inning guy because he's like the only dude right now that you can trust getting those late outs. I think a few good appearances this week from like Victor Vodnik and Juan Mejia have shown that maybe we can get these guys back in there, but like. It's just right now, it's as every Rockies team in the last 4 years has struggled with, it's that the bullpen is really starting to let the starters down, but in all fairness, the starters are also letting the bullpen down. So they just got to figure something out, and that's on Alon Leishman to get them there, but then it's also on the players, because it's like, coach can only do so much. You've got to make the pitches. So
yeah, I agree.
That's kind of where the Rockies are at right now. But yeah, so that's the recap at least of the games that they played this week overall. Again, went 2-4. That's how it goes. Which against two pretty talent wise, those are two very, very good talent wise teams. And so going 2-4 against them, that's not that bad. Like it could have been a lot worse. It could have been like that Braves series. So at least they were in it for a little bit. But so we're gonna get into the who's hot and who's not section. So I didn't do this last week because it felt like doing it every week kind of feels weird. But like this week, I feel like we've got to talk about who's hot right now, and that's Jake McCarthy. So we've talked about how ever since Jake McCarthy has been out of the starting leadoff position. Once he left the leadoff position, it felt like he blossomed into the guy that they traded for, the guy that they wanted in that trade. And so it's been like, I think that's where it's been crazy. So I'm looking right now at his stats. So batting order positions, in batting first as the leadoff, he has a 111 batting average with a 325 OPS in 5 games. Is that now? Turn that to can I combine this actually? I can't. Dang it. Okay. I feel like he's mainly been like according to this, he's mainly been in the 8th and 9 hole. And so the 8 and 9 hole, in the 8 hole he's hitting 316 with an 802 OPS, and then in the 9 hole he's hitting 344 with a 1.025 OPS. So he's crushing it in the 9 hole. And so I like that. I think that absolutely should be what he does, and he should stick in that position, especially if that's how he's working. And again, he's been the opposite of Edouard Julien, who Edouard Julien at first was in the 9 hole to start the year, and he was abysmal. And then as soon as he moved up to the first, like here, he had 111 with a 330, like almost the same exact slash line as Jake McCarthy did. And then now he's got an 801 OPS with a 295 batting average in that leadoff spot. So that's what you want. And so, but yeah, So I'm very happy with how Jake McCarthy has come around. This week he went 6 for 15 with a 1304 OPS. He had his first 2 home runs again with that grand slam, and then he also had a double with 8 RBI. So he's been a force to be reckoned with this week, and so that's really good to see. TJ Rumfield keeps doing what he's doing. He's still just being that solid guy that you can always count on to get a hit in a game. He went 6 for 20 with an 841 OPS with a home run and 2 RBI. So that was he had a pretty solid week. Troy Johnson, again, also continues to stay solid. 5 for 14 with a 900 OPS with 2 doubles and 2 RBI. And then I mentioned this earlier, but two bullpen guys that have been doing really well. Victor Vodnik, who went 3 innings, only not allowing a single run, had 3 strikeouts to 2 walks. And then Juan Mejia with 4 innings, no runs allowed, 8 strikeouts to 2 walks. So he's getting his strikeout stuff up there, which is really good. And that's what you love to see. And then I could toss one in here. I don't have the stats right now, but Jose Quintana, he's continuing to be that solid rock, that solid veteran guy in that rotation. And so we like to see that for sure. And then the more unfortunate, not as fun stuff to talk about are the knots. And someone that unfortunately has been, I think, in this section the entire year, and I don't unfortunately foresee this changing anytime soon, is Jordan Beck. He went 2 for 11 for a 614 OPS. He did have an RBI triple, but he also had 4 strikeouts, and so he has fully gone to he is fully now a platoon bat, and he only plays against lefties because his OPS against righties is so bad. I'm pulling it up right now because it shocks me. He currently has a 187 OPS against right-handed pitchers, which is insane to think about. He has an 833 OPS against against lefties. So he's an above average player against lefties, but his righty split is so bad. And I don't really know if the Rockies can, that's the thing, is that right now they have so many left-handed outfielders, and they have so many left-handed players that would be playing the outfield in the minor leagues. Right now, the issue comes with when Charlie Condon comes up, because Jordan Beck's spot is probably where Charlie Condon is going to fill in because of how well TJ Rumfield is doing at first base, and you don't want to take that guy out. So Beck's got to figure it out, or he's going to get sent down sooner rather than later, unfortunately. And that pains me to say it, but that's the way it goes. If you're not playing well, that's how it goes. And then unfortunately we got 3 straight starters. We've got Michael Lorenzen, Kyle Freeland, and then Sagano as well. All 3 of them not doing that well this week. Lorenzen pitched 5 innings, allowed 7 runs, walked 3, and only struck out 2. Kyle Freeland had 5 innings, allowed 6 runs with 4 strikeouts and no walks. And then Sagano, 10 and a third innings, 9 earned runs, 3 strikeouts to 3 walks. Again, and think about this, 4 of those innings were no-hit innings, by the way. So 5 of those innings. Oh my God.
Yeah.
So half of those innings were no-hit innings. So in 5 and a third inning, he allowed 9 earned runs. So really, really tough stuff for Sagano. For this whole bullpen, honestly, they've been kind of hurt a lot, or not bullpen, the rotation have just been, and I think a lot of it's not even right now bad luck. It's they are allowing a lot of hard contact, and you're not going to be able to get away with that at Coors Field, and even on the road, it's starting to catch up to them. So absolutely not what you want to see there, but hopefully they can figure something out. But does anyone else have anything on who's hot or who's not?
I think Willie Castro is picking it up a little bit on the offensive side. His defense is still scary.
Yeah.
But he hasn't made any crucial mistakes, at least in the last couple weeks on defense, and his offense has picked up to where it's a somewhat acceptable number.
See, that's the thing, is that with him, you don't need something crazy. You don't need a 900 OPS from Willie Castro. If you're getting a mid 700 OPS from him, that's what you need, because he's there to just fill in spots. So,
and he's been surprisingly clutch.
Yeah.
Runners from scoring position over the last couple of weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Which is always good to see.
Yep. I believe that Tovar has picked it up a little bit. His at-bats have been a little bit better. And again, he's unfortunately suffering a lot from just not getting results right now. It's the same thing with Kyle Karros. Both of them are having better. I mean, Kyle Karros has had very solid at-bats the entire year, honestly. He's just not getting the results. But same with Tovar right now. In the last week, let me see what he's got here. He's only hitting 200 with a 400 OPS, but like the at-bats are getting a little bit better. He went hitless in the Mets series, which kind of stinks for him. But so hopefully he can keep figuring it out, because we got a contract with him for a really long time. And I think, unfortunately, the new front office clearly is showing preference towards guys that they go and get, and not show preference for guys that they don't have. I mean, and two clear examples are Jordan Beck and Brenton Doyle, because both of them are starting to even with how good Brenton Doyle's glove is, they're clearly saying you are not playing well enough offensively to warrant your spot. So we're throwing Mickey Moniak and Jake McCarthy out there, who Jake McCarthy is okay, but Mickey Moniak is not, and yet they're still putting him out there a lot. I feel like a lot more days than I'm seeing Jordan Beck right now, or Brenton Doyle. So
yeah, I agree.
It's getting kind of scary hours for both of them, honestly. So, but other than that, we'll move on to the next segment we've got. So this is like pretty early for this, but it's going to come up sooner than we think. Is trade candidate stuff, and that's kind of like half the game for this year for the Rockies. Is who are they gonna trade, because they need to, a lot of their players are either on 1-year deals or expiring deals, and so they have a lot of people that they can trade. So, but yeah. So, Drew, do you want to lead this? I feel like I've been talking a lot, so I'll let you lead this way.
Yeah, I can start. So we'll just go through pitchers first.
Uh-oh. Oh no, that's very unfortunate. That's very
unfortunate. Some of them will be pretty quick. Some
okay.
We can discuss a little. Agnos. I started like it, didn't I?
Yes. You're back now. You're fine now.
Okay. So we're gonna go ahead and start with pitchers. Or start with Zach Agnos. Could be interesting. He's young. I don't foresee him getting traded, but him paired up with someone else, I could see.
Mm-hmm.
But what do you guys think?
Oh, wait, we're doing a 3-tier thing, right?
We can. If you think they're gonna get traded, if they're in the maybe category, if they're in the absolutely not.
Yeah. I think I'd be pretty shocked if I saw Zach Agnos get traded, honestly. I just and this is no offense to Agnos at all. I don't see I don't see a lot of value in what he would be offering another team right now. And so I just don't foresee him getting traded for that reason.
Yeah. He's in pre-arbitration too, so.
Yeah.
All right, Bernardino, the only lefty in the Rockies bullpen.
So in terms of that, I hope he's not, because then they just have nobody. But the way he's been pitching, he's been pretty good. I could see some playoff teams that need a good lefty veteran guy. I could see some team coming up and trying to make a deal with him, and so I could see him as a maybe. I feel.
Rockies have control of him until 2030. So.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So okay, this one's going to be pretty easy. Chase Dollander.
No,
No,
I
not a
would-
chance.
That,
If they got traded, I would. If he got traded, I would be so
I would lose all
unbelievably
faith in the Depot era.
Yeah, that'd
already.
be-
Yeah, unless
That
it
would
was
be-
for Tarek Skubal, I'm out.
Yeah.
All right, we'll keep moving down the list. We'll go Kyle Freeland. I think this one's a little frisky. I know like the Rockies will never trade Kyle Freeland. But if you take away the homegrown kid aspect of it, I mean, he hasn't been performing great.
I think right now that's his biggest problem is that he's not been that good. Like if he was pitching like how he was at the beginning of the season, I would say he's in the maybe. But right now I am leaning towards no because I think he's just not pitching that well.
I think next year might be a different conversation because he'll have an expiring contract
Yeah.
next year. And Dick Monfort's never going to let go of his cash cow, Kyle Freeland. But,
Yeah.
it was just a thought if he didn't have if Kyle Freeland was the same person with a different name.
Yeah.
If he wasn't from Colorado, it might be a different story.
Yeah.
Jaden Hill.
I would be really mad because I love Jaden Hill. I'm a big Jaden Hill believer, but I think he's in the maybe. Because, like, he's pretty young, and you have a lot of control over him right now, but think about the stuff that you could get for him as well, and that's probably where, right now, the front office's head is at. Because we're clearly not competing for 2026 or 2027 or really 2028. So, like, after that is where you've got to be thinking, like, where we're going to get assets for those teams. And so by then, Jaden Hill would be, 28 probably? 27, 28 with one or two more years. So it's like you could get a better deal for him now if you were to trade him. And so I would throw him in the maybe. I would be really sad because I don't want to see him gone because I really like Jaden Hill. But
Yeah.
He was on a real quick side thing. He was on an all access Rockies video recently. He was like with Kelsey Winger going over the bullpen, or just like looking at the bullpen. It was a good video. If you check it out, it's on the Rockies YouTube channel.
he seems like a good guy too. So
He is.
Yeah, I think if pretty much everyone I talk about today is going to have to be a package deal minus one or two people. So, like, you got to think in terms of, like, this guy and, like, a Zach Dean or, like, this guy's a AAA player for, like, someone in, like, the top 10 prospect on their team, right?
yeah.
So, obviously, straight up, we're not getting diddly squat except for the Rockies' favorite trade acquisition. Cash considerations.
Yep. My favorite player.
Michael Lorenzen. If you were to, like 2 weeks ago, if you would have asked me, I would have said, maybe, but I don't think
I think right now,
the Royals didn't want him.
No one's gonna.
I think that's his problem again, and I don't mean to just poo-poo every single player on this team right now, but that's just the reality of it. Is especially pitching-wise right now, they're pretty down bad, and I do not foresee him getting any offers. I guess the Rockies.
Someone quite similar to Jaden Hill, Juan Mejia.
Again, this is another guy I think I'd be really mad if they honestly traded him because this guy has a lot of team control. He still has a lot of potential. Like, his strikeout potential, not even potential. He is striking out guys better than most of our other relievers. And so I am in the I hope not, but again, I think he's probably like him and Jaden Hill are very, very similar. I think Jaden Hill doesn't strike as many guys out, but Jaden Hill also is better against lefties. So it's like that's kind of where you can get it from. So I would say I am in the I don't want him to, but I think maybe.
I can see that.
Antonio Senzatella.
Now, if you would have told me this, if you would have asked me this question at any point in the last 3 or 4 years, I would say you are delusional if it's anything but no. And right now, I feel like you've got to trade him. If someone
think it
comes a
could happen.
calling, if someone comes a calling with anything of value, I feel like you've got to pull the trigger and sell high. Like because like and at this point like I will be really sad and the Rockies will be missing out right now on his services. But that's not the point of this. Like this year it's a wash. They don't care they aren't going to care about, especially in August and September when we're really terrible and it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Like
And for how cheap the Rockies are, he's the second highest player. We're not counting Chris Bryant anymore. I don't care.
yeah.
But without Chris Bryant, he's the second highest paid player on the team.
Yeah.
So he's a free agent in 28. So I don't see the Rockies extending him again after that.
No.
So I think while he's peaking right now, there's a lot of contenders that need a bullpen guy. And guess what? Senza can go 6 innings if he needs to.
Yeah.
But he can also just pitch 2, as he's proved.
Yeah,
So I think he's very versatile this year, and I think they need to get rid of him.
I think he right now might be, as of now, the only player that's in the trade him. And it's nothing against him again. It is you sell high on this guy right now.
Yeah.
So
All of that time that was put into him, all the time and the money that was put into him, I think could actually pay out if we get him. If we trade him for someone solid.
Yeah.
No one ever would have expected it to actually pay out. You have to take this opportunity with him actually playing well.
Funny thought experiment. We trade him for Ryan McMahon.
That we would lose that trade.
Yeah.
But I think
the Yankees lost that trade.
the Rockies.
Oh, that's funny.
Oh man!
Oh no, it's cutting out again.
Don't make jokes like that. That's mean.
These are.
Okay, you're
My
back.
Discord sucks today.
You're back. You're back. You're back.
My Discord's so bad today. It's not even my Wi-Fi. It's my Discord.
That's how it goes.
But Senzatella is not going to be around when this team starts to become like playoff
Exactly.
sneaky. So I don't really see a point in keeping him around.
No.
I think he doesn't give the team a significant enough of wins on his part, especially being out of the bullpen, to be worthwhile.
I agree.
So that was probably a really fun one. I think another fun one is Sagano. Sagano's on a 1-year deal.
Yeah.
He didn't really get much of a shot in Baltimore.
Yeah.
This will be his first full year. I could see somebody who has a really injured rotation who would probably give up virtually nothing.
Yeah.
And we got to think too, and the same thing with Senzatella making $10 million. That's nothing compared. Like for a lot of teams, that's nothing. Like they'll do that in a heartbeat. And Sagano's making half that. So
I think
he's a very hard maybe.
Yeah.
Leaning into must trade.
I think him, and then you could throw in Jose Quintana. I think both of them are very similar here. And I'm like you said, I think I am in the maybe to must trade. Like Sugano, I think his stock has gone down a tiny bit here with these last few outings. And Quintana, his is actually, I think, rising right now. So he's also a guy that maybe you're on a sell high type of situation. And so, but yeah, I think I would definitely say if you can do that. The only thing, again, is that then the Rockies would be kind of screwed in terms of a starting rotation. But again, that's not, this year, they're not worried about it. So I think that's the important thing. So.
And for the last pitcher I have on the list, Victor Vodnik. If this were to happen, it would pain me so much.
I would be pretty sad.
We have been Vodnik riders for 3 years now.
Yes.
And he has taken us on the emotional roller coaster.
It is.
Yeah. Where he was in the circle of trust and he was not.
Yes.
And he seems to bounce back and forth about every other week.
Yeah.
He's a high velo guy who has a really good off-speed pitch, so again, for those contending teams that may have a little bit of closing struggle, he's not going to. I say he would be a depth piece for someone's bullpen.
Mm-hmm.
He's not going to be a closer, but for semi high leverage games, he would be a guy that could give you 2 innings at most.
Yeah. Weirdly does not strike guys out. For how hard he throws, he only has a 19% strikeout rate this year, which is just super weird because, like, normally they'll strike out a little bit more, but I think it's just his pitch mix doesn't really mix. But he currently has the lowest hard hit rate of his career by, like, a lot. And so, he's currently has a 36.7% hard hit rate. His next lowest was 48%. So, like, he's really cut that down this year. So you could get, I think, something solid, because I think, like, the peripherals right now with a 6.32 ERA are obviously going to be kind of scary for some people. But at the same time, I think some teams would be looking into it more, like past those surface level numbers, because, again, Coors Field does bite you a lot. But, like, yeah, he's not striking guys out. He does walk a decent amount of people, but he's not allowing too hard a barrel rate. His hard hit rate's good. Gets a lot of ground balls. So I could very much foresee this guy getting the Rockies, like, a solid package. Or, like, with him, with someone else. Like, I think he, right now, is this year's Jake Bird. I think that I would say that Victor Vonnick right now is this year's Jake Bird. And I don't mean to throw shade at Victor Vonnick by saying that, because we are anti Jake Bird because he always pissed us off. But
and I think that's a really good point, because we were last year, like, with a lot of these guys, how we are now is with Tyler Kinley and Jake Bird, like, these guys are getting traded. Nobody wants them.
Yeah.
And little did we know, and same with Gomber. Or did we cut Gomber?
We cut Gomber.
Yeah, well, he stinks. So,
yeah.
Thank you,
Nolan Arenado. I wonder what he's doing now.
Anyway, there are a lot of guys on here that could get traded, because we don't know this front office's kind of behavior in the trade world quite yet, especially when it gets closer to the deadline. But there are some guys on here, like, we didn't expect Jake Bird and Tyler Kinley to get traded for anything. So we could see a lot of mix-up in the next couple months.
Yeah.
But we'll try to speed through the hitters list, because I think this is going to be quite short. But you can go ahead.
Really quick, Austin Gomber is currently with Round Rock Express, the AAA affiliate of the Texas Rangers. So,
I thought he was still in the Cubs.
I thought that too. He currently, I want to check, has not pitched. What? Oh, in the minors. Here we go. Minors, hold on. Minor leagues. Oh, no. He is 0-4 with a 7.94 ERA in 28 innings.
Hey, that's the Rockies' number 2 pitcher right there.
That's who we traded. That's who we got for Arenado. Let's go. A guy with I can't
even defend him.
A guy with an 8 ERA in the minor leagues. Nice.
Even though it's Pacific Coast League, you are a major league pitcher, and you are struggling that bad in the minor leagues. Man.
Good times being a Rockies fan. Sorry.
Moving on to hitters, we'll run through this list, because I think there's only a few guys that I think are heavy discussion.
I agree.
One of those guys may be Brett Sullivan.
It's interesting.
He's a backup catcher. The Braxton Fulford has been performing pretty well in AAA. Mm-hmm. They have, I think, as much as I've loved Brett Sullivan this season, especially against lefties, like, I think he's another package guy that you can throw in to throw someone else a backup catcher. Because he has clearly been a more than serviceable backup catcher. So I think he's honestly he's maybe leaning yes trading.
Yeah, I would say yeah, like, lean in trading him, but then at the same time, unfortunately, again, love him. He's been great for the Rockies. If that trade deadline comes and goes and he's not gone on a trade, he's probably up for cutting. They're probably going to just get rid of him, because at that point it's like, all right, this is now full-on youth movement. We're getting Braxton Fulford up here, especially if he still continues to do so well in the minor leagues. It's like, then you've got to let him have it. I think he just, This year, just kind of he got pushed out because of how well Sullivan did in spring training. And so I definitely foresee I definitely foresee Brett Sullivan being off the team in some way come August 1st. So
I agree. I can see that.
Willie Castro. Rockies have control of him through next year.
Yep.
I personally wouldn't because of his positional versatility. So if they trade someone else, he can just like slide in that spot.
Yeah.
I don't think there's a ton of discussion, but
no, I don't think he gets traded. Not this year, at least. I don't think so. I think he honestly is too valuable right now. I think next year maybe when you have a few more guys up, maybe on that expiring deal, and if he's hitting well enough, maybe you could get something. But I think this year, no.
Edward Julian, not a chance.
No.
He's still in pre-arb.
Yeah, no.
Nope. I think that's pretty easy. He's performing well. There's no reason to trade him.
I agree.
Yeah.
This guy, same boat, Karros. He has no value. Two, he's young.
Damn.
I mean,
yeah.
Not right now. He's way too young. Way too young to have any serious value.
I agree.
Now this is a guy having the absolutely hard no, and it's not because he's not good. This is TJ Rumfield.
Yeah, no.
If stick Charlie in the outfield at this point. That's when we were discussing the first base fiasco at the beginning of the year. Troy Johnston, we have TJ, and we have Charlie Condon. We're like, what are we gonna do? Stick Charlie in the outfield.
Yeah.
Because TJ Rumfield has earned his spot.
Dude, that is probably one of the best trades we've had in the last 5 years.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess maybe the Freeman one. The Tyler Freeman one was a good trade too.
Oh man,
agreed.
poor.
R.I.P. Nolan Jones.
Let's hold on. I'm gonna keep talking. I'm gonna do a little more research.
And just the lore of Tyler Freeman and Nolan Jones texting, being like, "Hey, I just got traded.
Oh wait,
together again."
Oh wait, no, we're not.
Which good riddance, Nolan Jones. You were fun for a year, and then you ripped our hearts.
He was the most BABIP merchant of BABIP merchants. It's insane. He had almost a 430 batting average on balls in play.
Yeah.
Oh wow. He got outrighted to before the season. He got outrighted to the AAA affiliate of Cleveland. So he's just in Cleveland right now, or just in the minor leagues.
You know what? If he gets cut, Rockies just pick him back up and stick him in.
He has an 814 OPS. Okay, so that's not bad. Okay, that's not terrible. In the minor leagues.
AAA affiliate again?
I just closed it. I am so sorry. I don't mean to be taking so much time. Hold on.
I don't think we have anything else after this anyway, so we're probably good.
A run draft.
Oh, that's gonna take 5 seconds. Columbus Clippers. They are the Columbus Clippers.
Columbus Clippers. Okay.
But
another guy that's in the absolutely not category is Tovar. Rockies have First of all, the Rockies need to see him out, obviously, because they have control of him till 32. But also, I don't think any team would want that contract anyway.
It's pretty backloaded, unfortunately. And he hasn't been performing super well. But I think I was listening to DNVR today, and a really good point that they brought up. Tovar's only 24. No, yeah, that's the thing. He's still young.
He's been in the big league so long, but it's guys that whenever Kyle Karros right now. He's young, we're fine.
Mm-hmm.
But we kind of, since Tovar's been in the big league so long, we kind of have this maybe a different perspective on him.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that's a good kind of eye-opener that the dude's still really young. Even if he is struggling, we've seen what he's capable of. And even though that was 2 seasons ago, I think we know he can do that. So...
for reference here, he is younger than Jordan Beck, who Jordan Beck has played in the big leagues for 2 years, and Tovar made his debut in 2022. So
Tovar was 21 when he debuted.
When he debuted, yes.
Yeah.
He's only 6 months older than me, which is crazy.
Yeah,
Tovar and Dollander are the same age, so
that's just insane to think about.
Yeah.
So yeah,
No need to worry on him at all.
No.
Someone who is in the absolutely not trade list, but not for good reason, Jordan Beck.
Yeah.
I nobody's gonna want him unless it's Mr. Considerations coming along. So
Yeah.
I think that's pretty quick.
Yeah.
Someone who I was super high on last year to get traded at the deadline, who his stock has just been plummeting, Brenton Doyle.
I think he's in a very similar boat, honestly, to Jordan Beck, just a year older, which is worse for Doyle because, and especially with certain players in the Rockies minor league affiliates, such as Cole Carrig or Zach Veen, who have the ability to play center field, and especially with the emergence of Jake McCarthy right now. I hate to say it, but and again, I think right now it goes for both Beck and Doyle. The clock is officially started. Like, it's officially ticking down for both of them, which really, really stinks. And so, but that's just the nature of the game.
For Doyle, because, I mean, Beck doesn't have the defense that Doyle still does.
Yeah.
Even the offense isn't amazing, and this has no real weight, but I do know a Royals fan who asks me about Brenton Doyle all the time because he wants Brenton Doyle on the Royals. So
we could just get Bobby Witt in return. I'd be fine.
Oh yeah, there we go.
True.
We'd somehow still get fleeced. We'd still somehow lose that trade.
Bobby Witt would just come down with a back disease.
Yeah, with plantar fasciitis and and then degenerative disc disease, and then Brenton Doyle will become Aaron Judge 2.0, and then we just
So unless it's like a McMahon style trade where it's like the Yankees were like, yeah, we know he can't hit, we don't care.
Yeah.
So unless that happens, which I off the top of my head, I don't know many teams that are really struggling at center field other than the Royals.
Oh, it did it again.
Yeah.
But the Royals aren't really competitive right now. Royals again. Yeah. Okay. All right.
All good.
We're gonna move on.
Yep.
I hate this. Okay, Tyler Freeman. I think he's in the absolutely not category, and the only reason I think that is because the Rockies have control of him till 2029.
Yeah, I agree.
He's a good asset. He can play anywhere. He doesn't strike out. He makes contact with the baseball, and he's young enough. He's only what is he?
He's not that old, I don't think.
He is only 27. So again, he can still be around when the Rockies start picking it up in 5 years, when Ethan Holiday is hitting nukes. So Troy Johnston.
No, I don't think so.
I don't think so.
I don't. I think I'd be pretty shocked just because right now, like, I don't know, like,
he's going to be 29 in 2 months.
Yeah,
he's surprisingly
old.
He's surprisingly aged.
He was a late bloomer. Yeah.
I really like him in the clubhouse.
That's my thing. He
is super helpful, like super good guy to have in the clubhouse.
Mm-hmm.
Agreed.
And I think I think maybe that's not worth it to some people, but I think that's at least like worth something.
I think where the Rockies are at right now, they absolutely need that. Like, last year would have honestly been a lot better if they had someone like a Troy Johnson. They just didn't have that. Like, I think at the beginning of the year, Tolia was kind of that with like the commercials that they did and stuff like that. But like, he
sucked.
That's the problem, is that he did not perform on the field, and it just made it not as good. So I want Johnson to stay, and I do not foresee him getting traded. I'd be pretty shocked, I think.
Yeah.
Our last two people might be a little interesting. Waiting for myself to stop lagging.
I think you're good.
Jake McCarthy. I don't think so, because this new front office traded for him. So
yeah, I think it's more of a recency thing for him, that like he recently came to the organization. I'd be pretty shocked if they moved him. So.
And what would break my heart, but won't happen because he's a Coors merchant. Thank you, Lord. Mickey Moniak is not going to get traded. He's not.
I think
every team's going to look at his stats at Coors and everywhere else
Yeah.
And I think this front office is smart enough that they're not going to take something that's not worth it.
Yeah.
I don't think the other teams are going to give enough for the Rockies to give their star power. At this point, he is the star power on offense away.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. His splits are we talked about it last week. They are crazy. How he is like Barry Bonds at home and then average at best on the road. It's really funny, honestly. And it just makes it interesting because it's like, so what do you do with that? Like, do you... Because I think I've seen some people talk about, like, well, you got to do something. It's either you trade him or you extend him. I feel like you can't do nothing. And when I say extension, I am not talking like a 7-year mega extension. I'm talking like you give him like a 3-year extension. Like nothing crazy. Like after this year, you give him like 3 years where by then, I don't know how old he is right now, but by then he'll be getting up there a little bit. And maybe in that last year of that deal, you can move him if you need. But
the Rockies are getting a great deal out of him. $4 million a year.
Oh yeah, for
his
sure.
arbitration next year is going to go up a little bit again.
Yeah,
it's not going to go up a ton. And then maybe Chris Bryant will almost be out of the door.
We got 2 more years of it after this.
Oh. Mickey is 28.
So yeah, like
Mickey's 28. Chris Bryant's 29.
2 days, he will be 28.
Oh, Mickey Moniak will be okay. So
he's got a lot of gas in the tank, especially because he's peaking now.
Yeah.
So we know it's not like he's peaking at 24 years old.
Yeah.
So we know he's going to continue at least.
And see, here's the thing: is that like, I like having that. I don't care if he's okay on the road. Like having his bat at Coors Field is massive because it's either that or you have nobody. And like I get it, yes, we have like prospects, but how many times have we seen prospects come up and just fall flat on their face and not work out? There is a point where you've got to understand and you've got to like have those established bats in the lineup now. And I get it again, the Coors Field stuff, but like that's going to happen with Rockies hitters. Right now, the only player that can do anything on the road is Hunter Goodman. He's the only guy that's good at hitting on the road. So, like, you might as well have another guy that's hitting well at home. Like, but I would throw him in the maybe. I think that he's him, and then with the Sagano, Quintana guys, those are probably the biggest will possibly get traded guys, I think, in my opinion.
That is the list.
So, well, yeah, there's our trade. Will they or won't they, we think, trade. So that's fun. Matthew, do you have the home run draft stuff ready to go?
I do.
We're on the board again.
Plays.
I like my 3rd round
4
pick.
of 4. Drew. But +1 from last week, Willie Castro hit a home run.
Yep.
Which is good. I actually don't think my score has gone up.
Oh.
I
don't think Moniak's hit one in a week.
And obviously Tovar hasn't done anything.
Yeah.
So I'm still in second at 12. And in first place is Anthony with 16.
Oh, wow.
You guys can go in with just one player and still be like over doubling my score.
I thought it would be. I mean, man.
I regret Jordan Beck over Mickey Moniak, and that's why I didn't want the second pick because I didn't want.
No, second pick by far. That was the hardest one because it was like, what were you gonna? You were either gonna ride the hot hand of Moniak or expect the breakout of Beck, and unfortunately, that just has not happened.
No, not at all.
But
quite the opposite.
Yeah.
My new team name is Platoon. That is my entire team.
Yeah.
Platoon and AAA player.
Well, you guys still have some spread, some diversity, because all like at least 3 of your players are.
Oh crap!
Actually,
I forgot you have Ryan Ritter, don't you?
Yeah.
Oh,
I
no.
wanted Ryan Ritter too, and Matthew
Well,
took him from me.
I mean,
Oh, man.
at the time, I didn't expect anything from Julian.
Well,
None of us did.
that's the thing is like who knew, or like Tyler Freeman, he's already matched how many home runs he had last year. Like,
Yeah. Tyler Freeman has more home runs than 4 of the people on our board.
yeah,
I mean, technically,
Uh,
8. Technically, 8 of the people on our board. Tyler
For the
Freeman
sake of this
and
draft,
Julian
I hope
have
someone
more.
on my
And
team
Dick McCarthy.
yeah.
gets a season
Oh, and
ending
Jake
injury.
McCarthy, yeah, yeah. Well, they're the updates. Good stuff. Good stuff. Thank you, Matthew, for getting that. Does anyone else have anything for the good of the order?
Nope.
Nope.
All right. Well, good podcast today. I think that was pretty fun. Pretty good stuff here. I hope that I think the vibes were up a little bit today, especially from last week. Last week was just brutal. Like having the Braves just come in and just rail us, and then we have to talk about it for an hour. Like,
Yeah.
it's hard. It's hard. But yeah, good things ahead. We get to face Paul Skeens, so tune in next week to see how we did. Or tune in tomorrow to the game itself. I guess you could do that too. But and really quick, I guess you could see by boxes here. Next week you will see a different background because I'm moving. So life update with Tony. So I have no clue what it'll look like. So we'll see. I may also be on a laptop depending on if the PC is not set up yet. I don't know. To TBD. I hope it is not that though, because my laptop mic sucks. So, but as always, go Rockies. Go all of their minor league affiliates. Go everybody in the Rockies organization right now. And we will see you guys in the next one. All right. Bye.